Welcome people, it's your girl Sarbet and I'm back with another video, and in this video I am going to talk about how gratitude has affected my life in more ways than one. So I'm going to dive in and talk about the topic of gratitude. I know that gratitude sounds really cliche in this world, and it sounds like some happy-go-lucky advice, but trust me, it has impacted my life and a few other people that I know personally. And I just want to share with you how gratitude can literally change the trajectory of your life. So let's get into it. So yeah, gratitude really has impacted my life in a positive way, and coupled with mindfulness, it has been my saving grace, and I will tell you why. Growing up, I felt severely, like, I don't want to say depressed, but yes, severely depressed, and it got to a point where I had to seek help. I had to seek help because I felt like I was going insane and I was losing my mind, and nobody understood, and nobody could feel the pain that I felt or understand the pain that I felt. I didn't feel seen, I didn't feel heard. I felt like I had the weight of the world on my shoulders, and that was mainly due to a lot of expectations. That was mainly due to a lot of, self expectations, and not wanting to disappoint people and taking on responsibilities that weren't mine. And it led me to literally seeking help because I felt like I didn't want to be here anymore. And I learned in therapy that it's depression is a battle of thoughts. It really is. It's a battle of thoughts. So I did something called cognitive therapy, where it focuses on your thoughts, your mind, and I learned this gem in therapy where it's called the three C's. It's um, catch, check, and change. Meaning, when you have a negative thought, you catch it, you recognize that that's a negative thought, or that's a depressing thought, or that's a sad thought, and then you check that thought, meaning you put it up against reality and you see if it's actually accurate, because 9 times out of 10 it's not accurate. For example, saying, you're sitting there and you go, nobody loves me. That is a negative thought, and to check that thought would be, let me go down a list and find out who I have in my life that loves me. Is it true that nobody loves me? Let me ask a friend if they love me. Let me reach out to someone and ask them if they love me. Do I feel loved? Why don't I feel loved? You start to question the thought. And most of the time you'll find out that that negative thought is a lie. The third is change. This is the harder part. Practicing changing your thoughts literally has to do with it takes so much work. People don't understand. It takes so much work when you're used to be a pessimist or a negative person, and you're now trying to be positive, or you're trying to be hopeful, from being a person who was always looked at life from a hopeless point of view. It takes work and it takes practice, but with time and with practice, it does work, where you start to change the thought and go, no, I am loved. So and so loves me. And you, even if you have to write it down or save text messages to remind yourself, like, no, so and so loved me. Here's a text that proves that. or reaching out each time you have that thought to challenge it so you can change it and, you know, assert the facts. Yes, I am loved. That's a lie. That thought was a lie. It took a lot of time for me to get to a point where I was positive and I looked at the glass as half full instead of half empty. Um, where gratitude came in was when I started journaling. Gratitude journaling has been so important and impactful for me, and I know a lot of people who do it as well, who, you know, stay in a positive light because of gratitude journaling. And believe me, guys, it really does help. I've gotten to the place now where I literally don't have to write my list of things I'm grateful for. I mentally do it every day. And that has been something that has really changed my life. Like focusing on the positive instead of the negative, writing a list every day. Challenge yourself every day to write something that you're grateful for, or 3 things that you're grateful for, something new, not the same things. And I promise you, you can find a lot of things that you're grateful for. Even if it's having all your 10 fingers, or, you know, being able to just taste or smell or see or hear, or the ability to see color. Like, there's so much to be grateful for. And I think that being grateful, having gratitude, being thankful, getting up every morning and thanking God for everything that He's done, it will change your day. It will change your mindset. It will change your outlook. I promise you, this is not a fad. It is not a cliche. It is facts, and it is proven that being grateful. First of all, have you ever gone to your job and you just have these co-workers that are just miserable and they're constantly complaining? Yeah, complaining is the opposite of being grateful. Complaining is the opposite of having a thankful spirit and an appreciative spirit. People who complain, they tend to come off as negative and they are miserable. And I look at that and I always said to myself, I don't want to be that older person that's just miserable and just always complaining about everything. I want to be like a kid. I want to see joy and happiness in everything. I want to see, hope in everything. I don't want to ever dim that light again. And I know that gratitude is my best friend because it has changed my life tremendously, and having a positive outlook on negative things is really a superpower that I wish you guys would, embrace. Being grateful and having a positive outlook on things really is a superpower, and you would be surprised how many people admire you because you just have a positive outlook. And there will be people who get annoyed because they want to sit in negativity, because they want to sit in, toxic situations, or, just complain all the time. There are people who are comfortable with that. And just continue to be the light, continue to be positive. I remember growing up, there's this one girl that comes to mind. Her name was, I think it was Alana or something like that, when I was like in 7th grade or something. And she was just always chirpy and happy, and she would just bounce around the halls and she would just say hi to everybody, and she was just always happy. And it used to annoy me. I was just like, this girl is so annoying. She's so irritating. Why is she so peppy? Why is she so happy? And I didn't realize how much that affected me until now. And I realized that she was a light in darkness. now that I look back at it, she was a light in darkness. She would always see the positive side of everything. And being somebody that used to be pessimistic, I would get so irritated. I would get so annoyed. She would rub me the wrong way. And, and now that I'm looking back, I'm like, I want to be like her. I want to light up a room when I walk in. I want to make people smile. I want to make people feel seen. I want to make people feel heard. And that has been something that I've managed to do because I've learned to be grateful for even the smallest things. Not comparing yourself to others and not comparing your life to other people's lives and journeys and walks is really important, guys. Being grateful for what you have, being content with, your walk and staying in your lane is really key. Just keeping focused on what you're doing. The minute you start comparing yourself to other people, the minute you start looking, to the left or to the right at what other people have or what other people are doing, it does affect you negatively. Because then you're saying to yourself, what am I doing? I'm not doing enough. That person has XYZ. I don't have that. And it just leads to depression. It leads to you feeling less than. And that is not a good feeling. I do not want you guys to feel that way. I want you guys to feel, loved, to feel special, to feel like you have purpose, because that is the fact of the matter. That is a fact. You have purpose, you matter, and there is a reason why you were born. And you are here to impact lives and change lives. Even if it's one life, even if it's two lives, there's a reason why you're here. And so I would say that being grateful and continuing to spread positive light, positive energy, for some reason, there are people who hate that. There are people who hate that. I don't know. I used to be one of them. So I get it. When people are miserable, they can't stand when other people are just happy, and they kind of feel jealous inside of, the light that person has. Like, they don't have it. So, I think it's a thing of, I wish I had that. So I would just encourage you guys to stay positive, continue to be grateful, and if you see someone who is, just a light, just let them know you appreciate them, because sometimes you don't know what that person goes through behind closed doors, and it really does encourages them to keep going and to keep being a positive light, just like you guys have encouraged me to continue this journey and to continue impacting lives positively, be it one person at a time. I thank you guys for your support. I thank you for following, subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing. I really appreciate it. And it does have a positive impact. And that is a way that you guys can spread light, because it encourages me to continue doing what I'm doing. And it makes me feel seen and it makes me feel heard. So I want to thank you guys, and I want to leave you guys with the message of you are loved. You are loved. Even if it's by one person, you are loved. I love you. Jesus loves you. And just know that you are seen, you are heard, you are appreciated, and you have purpose. And there is a reason why you were born. God doesn't make mistakes. There is a reason for you being here. And I'm happy that you are here and that you exist. So, yeah, I want to leave you guys with that. Just continue being grateful. Gratitude is key. So, I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.